Hello, my brothers and sisters in music. In this video, we're going to talk about the top VSTs that top composers in our business use. And when I say top composers, I literally mean the top composer in our business is going to share with you what's on his hard drive, the VSTs that inspire him most, the VSTs that allow him to create musical magic for the biggest brand campaigns in the world. Without further delay, let's do this. Welcome back to the channel, folks. My name is Tommy Z. This is The Anthem. When I say top composers, I literally mean you're about to hear from one of the top composers in our industry. This is a longtime friend and collaborator of mine, Naren Rauch, who started in our industry at about the same time, and he's definitely developed a name for himself because he's done like hundreds of campaigns for some of the biggest brands in the world. He's won a lot of awards. He's been recognized by the industry. So when Naren speaks, you should listen because I'm a big fan of following in the footsteps of those who are already doing what you want to be doing. So without further delay, I'll let Naren take over and I'll see you at the end of this video.
Hi there, Naren here. I'm going to be going over 3 great VSTs that I've found that to be really inspiring for commercials that I've been working on, and I hope that is useful for you. First things first, it's really hard to choose just 3 VSTs. So I kind of wanted to go over kind of some bread and butter VSTs that are going to help with any production that you have, definitely commercials. The first one has to be, of course, Contact by Native Instruments, just as a place to play your samples. And then really like the whole complete collection. Also, I would say Omnisphere for a synth, the Arturia soft synths, and a lot of the UHE synths like Diva and Repro. And then I'm just kind of giving a quick list of really important VSTs that I would rate all of these really highly. And I use them all the time. I use a lot of Spitfire. I use the Studio Symphonic and Chamber strings. I use the Evolutions. I use a lot of their Labs stuff, and I use, London Contemporary Orchestra stuff. I use Sublab for bass stuff. I use a lot of the arcade stuff, analog strings, analog brass, woodwinds, Substance, all that kind of stuff. I have my own amplifiers here, but there are definitely times when I'll use Amplitude 5. So I just wanted to kind of lay that out there in the beginning that all of those things are really great. But here are 3 VSTs that have really been inspiring me lately that I think have really kind of put some of my most recent work, I feel a little like over the top. So without further ado, here's the first one. That would be Slate and Ash's Landforms, which is a brand new one that I checked out. And I'm kind of cheating, and I'm also including not just Landforms, but also Cycles and Auras, because I think all the stuff is really great. But I really liked the Landform stuff, kind of in the same vein as like the Evolutions, kind of pad chordal textures, extended techniques. Some of the felt instrument stuff kind of does that if you ever check their stuff out. But I really like this stuff. I like that. I love the sounds. I love the instruments that you get. And I also like kind of what you can do with them, that you can really control them and customize them and everything. I'm going to play a little bit of a track that I worked on recently that used some of the Landform stuff so you can kind of listen. Listen to some of this Landform stuff, just gonna solo it, and I don't know, it's nice. I like what it was doing here. There's a lot that you can do with these, with just even the presets. I mean, they're nice kind of start off kind of stuff, but you can also there's a lot of different sounds They have violin, woodwinds, brass, other process stuff. But also one of the things that I love about it is that you can take effects. Well, you can customize a lot of stuff with controller. And I'm using, by the way, I'm using Touch OSC. Can't really show you right now, but I have like a bunch of faders and like some XY kind of stuff set up and some key switches. But I love Touch OSC as another way to control MIDI CC messages. You know, you can kind of set stuff up so you can easily fly stuff around, and it just makes some really nice kind of this is cool stuff. Anyways, Landforms is one of the new VSTs that I've really been inspired by lately. And next up, we have Hive by UHE, which is their new one of their new synths. This is actually Hive 2. And I've used, like I said, Diva and Repro and a bunch of their other stuff for a long time. And I think they're a great company. But Hive has been one that I think is really cool. I kind of did this track recently for a car commercial, and it has like these arpeggiated kind of sections using Hive. And I just wanted to show you, you know, what that kind of sounds like here. So I think that this synth is, again, it's really customizable. You can, you know, assign a controller to like almost anything. A lot of different options, a lot of great presets. This is a great synth, a lot of options, really great sounds. Again, UHE, I think, has done a great job with this synth. So I've been using this synth a bunch lately for a lot of different stuff, and I think it's a great one. All right, last but not least, this one, to be honest, is one that I've actually, this sounds that I've worked with a bunch. It's the Broadway Lights by Fable Sounds, but I still find it to be really cool, really inspiring. It's a horn library that, well, it has not just horns, but mostly horns that just have a real vibe to them, almost like a little out of tune, like in a good way, in a cool way, if that's possible. They have just like a lot of character, really good for like soul stuff, R&B, jazz, like vibey kind of stuff. Something very different. Horns very different from like an orchestral library. I'll just play actually solo because I did a print of this using Upper Gear, but this is a track that aired last year, and has some of these horns, and I'll kind of solo it so you can hear them. Here they are soloed. I just love that there's like just a little bit out of tune. It's so cool to... Anyway, so that's the third one on my list here, is the Broadway Lights. Now, again, kind of some last things I'd say is that it's kind of like a constant discovery of new things that are going to inspire you, new sounds, new VSTs that'll just kind of like spark some creativity. And there's definitely some go-tos that I went to in the beginning of this video, but I feel like it's just a constant process of, discovering new stuff. And I'm always finding new things that'll just be inspiring, and any little thing that can, spark creativity, I think is great. Thanks for watching, and I hope that helped, and see you next time.
Okay, folks, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this inspired you. I hope you're already downloading some of these VSTs. I know I am. If you haven't already, watch our free training. And also, I'd encourage you to consider joining our pro community, where you're going to be able to connect with other musicians on the same frequency who are trying to improve their craft, who are trying to get jobs in this business, and our pro group is something that makes that possible. If that sounds interesting to you, the link to the application form is below. Anyway, that's it for this video. I'm Tommy Z. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.